All right. I'm Alex Luker. I'm the contracting officer for the OASIS SB Pools 1, 3, and 4 on-ramp. I'm going to go through 15 of the most commonly received questions we've gotten so far for this on-ramp. These answers I'm going to go through are all informal answers, and official answers are going to be posted to FBO via an amendment. So, question number 1 is, was the previous OASIS SB Pool 1 solicitation, which was due in November 2018, canceled? And why are previous offers being required to resubmit? The answer is that the previous Pool 1 solicitation was not canceled. The Pool 1 solicitation is being reopened under this combined solicitation. Due to a partially sustained protest regarding joint ventures and CTAs, GSA amended the solicitation to allow joint ventures to utilize first-tier small business subcontractor experience. In addition to that, GSA is also taking the opportunity to improve both the solicitation itself and the proposal intake process based off a lot of feedback we've gotten from industry. The changes that we made were so significant that it really requires resubmission from the original offers and the allowance of new offers. Question number 2. Why has GSA decided to limit the submission of projects to one proposal per pool as stated in L2L? That's solicitation section L2, paragraph L. So there were a lot of significant issues that we discovered through the evaluation process, which showed a real need for GSA to limit projects submitted to be one proposal per pool in order to follow what's substantially the same evaluation factors as the original solicitation, which did not allow for duplicate project submission across competing proposals. Question number 3. Why has GSA decided to stop using the GACA process and use Symphony for the required proposal submission method? Based off a lot of the feedback we got, both internal from GSA users and from industry users using the GACA process, we decided there were just simply too many issues, ambiguities, and confusions with the process to try to use it going forward. That's why we decided to go with it. Symphony as a more automated and much more user-friendly method of proposal submission. Question number 4. How come projects must be ongoing or completed by November 2013? So since the Pool 1 solicitation is being amended, not canceled, and to simplify the evaluation of proposals, we decided to allow projects for Pools 1, 3, and 4 to all be ongoing or completed by the date provided in the final November 2018 solicitation. So all previous and new offers will be able to use projects dating as far back as November 13, 2013. Question number 5 is, how is our score calculated now, and what is the purpose of the J5 attachment provided on FBO? So scoring is now going to be calculated based off the answers and information that you provide in Symphony. The attachment J5 is really just provided as an example, so offers can see what their score is that their company might be able to achieve before they actually register for Symphony and start the process of submitting an offer. Should really help inform your decision on whether or not your company should submit a proposal for this on-ramp. Question number 6. The Small Business Runway Extension Act became law in December 2018 to allow for the previous 5 years of revenue rather than the previous 3 years when determining small business size status. How will the size status be determined under the OASIS solicitation? So the SBA has already released their response on this matter, which states that until the SBA issues further direction, agencies will continue to use the previous standard of 3 years when determining size status. The Small Business Runway Extension Act amended 15 U.S.C. 632, where it describes an alternate path where other federal agencies can prescribe a size standard for categorizing small business concerns as small business, but that also requires a public notice and the SBA's administrators' coordination. Right now, GSA lacks the authority to deviate from the SBA's current regulations, which specify a 3-year size standard, absent coordination and concurrence from the SBA, which the statement they released indicates we wouldn't receive. Question number 7. This is a question we get all the time, almost on a daily basis. Do I need a GSA schedule to propose for OASIS? The answer is no. Everyone can submit a proposal to the solicitation subject to the requirements of the solicitation, regardless of whether you have a schedule contract or not. Question number 8. Can we submit projects we performed as a subcontractor? No, you may not. Any project submitted needs to have been performed as a prime contractor, either by the offeror or by their CTA member. Any projects that we find performed as subcontractors will be determined unacceptable in accordance with Section L.27B of the solicitation. Question number 9. Can we submit proposals for multiple pools? Yes, you can. Through Symphony, you'll be able to build and submit a proposal for whatever pool you want under this solicitation. Just keep in mind that for the OASIS SB solicitation, the only pools you can propose for are pools 1, 3, and 4. Question number 10. Can we use the same projects for multiple pools? The answer is yes, you can use the same project for multiple pools. However, that project may not be submitted as part of any other offeror's proposal within the same pool. So for example, Company A submits Project X for Pool 1 as a prime contractor. If Company A then decides to team with as a first-tier subcontractor with Company B as the prime in Pool 1, they can't use Project X for Company B's Pool 1 proposal. They'd have to choose a different project to use for Company B's proposal than they used for their own proposal. Question number 11. Is it permissible to submit a proposal as a prime and be a subcontractor as part of a CTA to another prime that is submitting a proposal? Yes. Very similar to what I was talking about in the last question. You can use first-tier subcontractor prime experience as well as individual joint venture member experience. You can also be part of multiple CTA teams. Just be aware that the restriction that we were talking about in the last question on using the same project in multiple proposals. Any project that we find submitted in more than one offer in the same pool is going to be removed from all offers. Question number 12. Can we use the same project submitting as a prime contractor and as a subcontractor on another proposal as part of a CTA? Just like the 2 previous questions we've gotten, again, no. You may not use a project in more than one proposal within the same pool. The exception to this rule is a project that's submitted as part of a novation merger acquisition in accordance with Section L.2.9 of the solicitation. Question number 13. Can we utilize different CTA members for each pool? Yes. Within Symphony, you're going to be able to choose which CTA members that you're utilizing for each pool submission. All first-tier subcontractors must be considered small in accordance with the size standard applicable to whatever pool they're a part of. Question number 14. What sort of documentation needs to be submitted as part of our proposal? So you need to submit all explicitly required documents as required by the solicitation. And in addition to that, any points or minimum requirements that you're claiming need to have substantiating documentation submitted with your proposal. So while we have the right to use information outside of your proposal to validate whatever claims, you need to assume that we're not going to look outside of your proposal for information. Your proposal needs to be as complete as possible with as much official. Finally, question number 15. I'm registered in Symphony right now, but when I try to log in, I receive the following message. Your account is inactive. Before signing in, your account must first be activated by your SAM authorized point of contact. I am one of the 2 SAM administrators, but I don't know what action I'm supposed to take to activate my Symphony login. So as we state in J19, which is attachment 19, only the government POC or alternate government POC in SAM can activate users until a proposal manager is assigned. This means that your government POC or alternate government POCs need to register for Symphony in order to activate other users until you assign a proposal manager. All right, so our final thoughts on this. Finally, to let us proceed with these source selections as quickly as possible, we kindly ask everyone to please, one, read the solicitation in its entirety before you ask any questions. Using the find feature, which is Control F, search the RFP for any terms related to your questions or whatever answers you're looking for, and also look through all the attachments that we upload for you guys. Follow the instructions for submitting questions. If you submit any questions to the OASIS SB inbox or any other OASIS inbox or to individual government POCs, we are not going to be answering those questions. And also, please refrain from contacting the OASIS team requesting status updates. We really try to provide updates as soon as possible, so please just monitor FBO and interact. And we really do appreciate your patience as we try to update things as quickly as we can. So, thank you, everybody.